Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on Stargirl, and this will be my review and breakdown for Stargirl Season 1, Episode 4, titled Wildcat. Before I get into the review and breakdown, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. And obviously, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't caught up with Stargirl or haven't watched this episode, you have been warned before I head into spoilers, as I will be doing a breakdown on the episode as I share my thoughts with you guys. But yeah, on to this review. So this episode kicks off with a flashback, and it was 3 months back. And we see Yolanda, and she's smiling, and it's like she's very happy. So I'm like, okay, we are going to see what happened to her and the setup to why she's getting bullied and stuff. But yeah, she has such a happy family, and she's running for head girl in school, I guess. And we see her with her boyfriend, that being Henry Jr., the bully, and he seemed happy as well. But we have Cindy as well, and yeah, she never liked her, so she's pretty much the same. She's literally jealous of Yolanda, basically. But yeah, Yolanda's very happy until she makes the mistake of online stuff due to her boyfriend trying to asking for something that isn't good. And this does tie into why she's getting bullied, and essentially she sends a nude photograph to her boyfriend as she trusts him. But that little B word, let's just say, gets hold of that photo. I'm talking about Cindy, by the way. Cyberbullying occurs, and while Yolanda's giving her speech, Cindy sends those photos to basically everyone in the school, and she's literally broken by it, and she's so hated now because of this. So from that mistake, we do sympathize with her kind of, but I just hope in upcoming episodes Cindy gets beat up by Yolanda or something, because she really deserves it. I probably hate this character more than I hate anyone in the show so far. But Yolanda thinks that Henry sent the photos to everyone, so they all lost trust in her, basically. Her family abandoned her as well. So yeah, Yolanda's having a tough life. But we then head to present day, and we have Courtney, and she's looking at the items that she stole from the JSA hideout. And she's testing some of them as well. And we do have her look at the lantern, which was cool and all, but it's cracked. And we also have her trying out the Thunderbolt pen as well, and it doesn't work. But one thing I really liked was when she, puts the pen into a pot. She's like, how is this dangerous? Just a pink pen. She puts it into the pot, and then we hear the genie laughing while Courtney leaves the room. So yeah, that's some hinting to someone else taking up the mantle. Now, one really cool Easter egg is that Mike mentions his friend called Jakeem, and Jakeem is actually the person who gets hold of the Thunderbolt pen in the comics. I doubt we'll see him this season. I'll be shocked if we do. But I think that's a storyline that they're going to explore next season, and the new people coming into the new JSA. For this season, I think they're only focusing on Dr. Midnight, Our Man, and Wildcat. Now, anyways, Courtney again doesn't want to go to school, but rather wants to recruit other people for the new JSA, and she also wants to take down the ISA members as well. Now, she does give Pat the idea that it's possible the ISA could be high up in Blue Valley, so they can't be touched, basically. So they could pretty much be like the authorities for all they know, which would mean that they are pretty powerful both ways as well. Now, Henry does bump into Yolanda, but this time he just says sorry, almost like he feels bad for her. But then, if he felt bad for her, why would he bully her in the first episode? That's what I'm confused about. Maybe it's just because, he's feeling upset about the fact that his father is in hospital as well. But yeah, I really have no idea why they did that. But we do have Cindy going to bully Yolanda as well this time. But this time, Courtney does stand up for her again, which was pretty nice. We then have William Zarek's wife, I can't remember her name, but she goes to Pat's shop to get her car fixed because it's broken. Now, with her, we find out that she's leaving Blue Valley for good. And she does also warn Pat, and she tells him that Blue Valley is in danger. And we do have like Pat being like suspicious and stuff, because like in the car he does see like magic hats and stuff, and the mother is like, oh, my son Joey would just wanted to be like her father. So this is when, like, the suspicion kicks in, where Pat is like, okay, maybe William Zarek could potentially be the wizard. But we then have Jordan in the ISA hideout, and we encounter Dragon King. And this guy, oh my god, he's pretty creepy. Now, we do hear about his machine type thing to danger this generation, but Jordan is also talking about how he will try and speed up the process of Project New America, and probably that will be that, event that will be taking place that William Zarek's wife is probably aware of. But Courtney does find out that Yolanda is like a boxer and a good martial artist, and this is why she's a good fit for Wildcat. So Courtney chooses Yolanda to become Wildcat. Now, to do this, Courtney invites Yolanda to her house at first to obviously, show her something. But as I said, her parents have very strict rules due to the embarrassment that they faced when that event has destroyed her life and basically, destroyed the family's reputation as well. But the next day, Courtney does talk to Yolanda about Henry, as now she found out what happened. Now, this time, however, she does mention that she was the one that blew up Henry Jr.'s car. And then Yolanda is convinced, so they head to Courtney's house. Now, we then have Yolanda having no idea about who, the JSA is and who Starman is. But she finds out that Courtney is Stargirl, and also Courtney does give her the Wildcat suit. Now, at first, the suit is really baggy on her and doesn't fit her at all, but once she puts on the mask, we get this really cool transition where that suit takes up her shape basically, and it just fits her perfectly. But yeah, the Wildcat suit does look pretty awesome. But one thing I also liked was that Yolanda was actually feeling like her old self as well once she put that mask on. Like, she started smiling as well. And also a part that I laughed at was when they tried to discover Wildcat's powers, and Courtney actually goes on Wikipedia to search it up. We see Yolanda have some cool abilities as well, which I really, really liked. But we do have Courtney telling Yolanda about the ISA and how Henry Jr.'s father is a villain known as Brainwave. So yeah, this leads to Yolanda having the idea that if the ISA are so close to Brainwave, what's to say that they don't visit him when, they go to the hospital? So this leads to Stargirl and Wildcat breaking into the hospital and going to, checking the records and stuff like that. And also we do have both of them going to Brainwave's room as well. So we have Yolanda climbing up the wall, which was pretty cool, some Spider-Man vibes, and she's obviously climbing to head to Brainwave's room. And we also have Yolanda discovering the files, but we find out that Henry King Jr. is the only one that signs in to visit Brainwave, no one else. And we do also have Yolanda sneaking in Brainwave's room, but we do encounter Henry Jr. over there, and he's crying about his dad. Now, we do have Yolanda trying to hurt one of them, but she accidentally knocks down a container, and Henry gets scared almost, and he heads out of the room. And we have Yolanda hiding up in the ceiling. Now, we do have the principal from the school come in, and she plays the violin for Henry Sr. Now, does this mean that she's part of the Injustice Society as well, as the violin could be the fiddle as well? I don't know, but yeah, I'm very interested, because so far the other ISA members we've seen are pretty powerful, in their human forms. Like, one's a councilman and the other one's like a principal, things like that. Now, Courtney and Yolanda are now interested and will probably check out the hospital once in a while to see if they could, locate other Injustice Society members that potentially visit Brainwave as well. But we do have this girl again, I think her name was Beth, and she's trying to have dinner with her mom. But her mom suggests that she actually finds friends to have dinner with instead of her. And then a while later, she does also see Stargirl and Wildcat from a distance, But Courtney yells Yolanda while that's happening, so Beth knows who Wildcat actually is. But actually, this will probably be her, establishment of becoming Dr. Midnight. Now, Yolanda does turn down being Wildcat, which was surprising, as she wanted to deal with her issues first. But we then have, Yolanda heading to her house and apologizing to her entire family properly, but she is still rejected and is pretty hurt after that. And we also have, Courtney leaving the Wildcat suit in Yolanda's house, and she leaves a message like, "Can't do it without you," or something like that. So this leads to Yolanda putting on the Wildcat suit, heads to Courtney's house, and accepts the mantle of Wildcat. Now, the ending for this episode is when Pat notices a cat in the garage area, and he's very familiar with it. And Pat then ends up finding William Zarek's wife's car, and it is pretty damaged. So yeah, I'm guessing the ISA has something to do with this, but I could be wrong. But Pat then notices the magician hat as well, so this is probably when he notices that William is the wizard. But yeah, the wife is, I think, declared dead at this stage. I don't know, she could just be captured by the ISA, but it's best to say that she's dead so far. So this will lead Pat to obviously investigating what will happen, and he will probably, uncover the identities of one of the ISA members, at least. Now, this episode didn't have any action scenes, but it was fine. The moral of this episode was basically a cyberbullying lesson, if you want to call it. But it was still a pretty good episode. Not my favorite, but it was really, really good. I really liked how they developed the Wildcat character, and I'm interested to see the setup of the new JSA members, and obviously I am very intrigued to find out about this new Project America thing, because the mystery that they leave behind is just so interesting. I want it to be uncovered. But yeah, I really like this episode, and I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.